Stacy Babineaux, and on behalf of Sisters Full Circle, Vista V Royale, and Fulfill the Vision Keys to Unlocking Your Full Potential, I highlight some African Americans from Louisiana and the South that's made history. Madam C.J. Walker built an empire with $2 and a dream. With her niche for making things better, she created 23 hair products and designed a famous hot comb right in her kitchen. By 1910, she opened her first storefront in Indianapolis, hired over 50,000 African American women, giving them the opportunity to have money to provide for their families and fulfill their own dreams. Madam C.J. Walker will always be known as a pioneer for creating the My Black is Beautiful, not because of her method for straightening African American hair, but for her sophisticated creativity for selling her products door to door, and us giving us the opportunity to style hair in different ways. For that, she will always be remembered, and over 100 years and still till today, she's admired by women of all ethnicity throughout the world of beauty. Also from Louisiana, did you know Honorary Dr. Vivian T. Thomas, born in 1910 in Lake Providence. After graduation from high school, he worked as a carpenter with his father before deciding that he wanted to study medicine, so he moved north. But because of the Great Depression, it would limit his opportunities to go to school, where work was needed for survival, which at the same time, Dr. Ballack, a surgeon, was in search of a research assistant, who then hired Thomas. Although on paper he was labeled as a janitor, his daily duties included working alongside Dr. Ballack in the laboratory. And after years of research in 1944, they performed a monumental procedure on blue baby Eileen Saxton, born of a congenital heart disease. After this successful operation, they performed it on babies throughout the country. Because of that, it opened many doors for other African Americans on behalf of Dr. Thomas, and in spite of racial disparities and massive discrimination, many African Americans followed him in the world of medicine. To that, we thank him, and it is a pleasure that we highlight his success. At the same time, we make it known and aware that Dr. Thomas also trained surgical procedures on Johns Hopkins' first African American resident, Dr. Levi Watson, who in 1980 installed the very first heart defibrillator. In turn, he also trained surgical operations on Dr. Cooley, who would go on to perform the very first heart transplant. It is with his dedication and his passion in medicine that Dr. Thomas be known. Furthermore, did you know, and who knew, a man before his time, Mr. Charles Page, born in Pineville, Louisiana, would patent the very first airship with what we know today as an aircraft. That's right, an aviation craft patent before the Wright brothers in 1904. With his life savings, he built, designed, crafted, and patented with what he would call the very first airship before entering it into the Louisiana Purchase Expo in St. Louis. He sent it ahead of him, but the airship would never make it to St. Louis. Still till today, we don't know what happened, whether it was destroyed, stolen, or lost. But history tells us that Mr. Charles Page was the very first person to patent an airship. My hopes today is that he received the credit he deserves from his inspiration from a dragonfly. He would give us the opportunity to travel the world one flight at a time. The next person I'm excited to highlight may not be from Louisiana, but she's Southern, she's influential, and a huge inspiration. Miss Suzanne F. Shank, born in Savannah, Georgia, is known as one of the most powerful people on Wall Street, and is also known as the $2 trillion Miss Suzanne, along with her business partners, managed assets and transactions surpassing $1 trillion for municipals and corporate bonds. In 2010, her firm was recognized among the top 10 underwriters on Wall Street, as well as she's the first African American female to operate a public trade financial institution. She's received numerous awards and special recognitions from prominent organizations such as the U.S. Bankers Magazine and the American Bankers Magazine, as well as commemorating highlights from Essence, and is a recipient of the Madam C.J. Walker Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Today, Ms. Shank is deeply committed to promoting mentorship to inner city youth as she continues her impact in finance. In the world, Ms. Shank, you are honored, and we appreciate you now and forever.